static data members and static member functions. Directly I am explaining the concept with the help of a demonstration program. So look at the program clearly. What is the class name? Class name is item. And look at line number 5, static int count, that is your member data. We have count and number, but one is static. Look at line number 5 and 6 clearly. Count is static, but number is not static. And what are the member functions? We have get data and get count. Look at line number 8 and line number 13. So what is happening in get data? Get data is a member function with one argument, int a. So in that, a count is incremented by 1. In get count, we are just displaying the count. And look at line number 19 clearly. Look at line number 19, that is very important here. Anything which is declared as static must be defined outside the class using scope resolution operator. That is very important thing to be followed in static. A static is a storage class, as we know in C language. It is initialized to 0 when the first object of its class is created, and no other initialization is permitted. Only one copy of member is created for the entire class and is to be shared by all the objects of the class, no matter how many objects you create. And it is visible only within the class, but its lifetime is the entire program. And we use static variables normally to maintain values common to the entire class. That is very important here. And again I am telling, look at line number 19 clearly. And look at line number 5, count is declared as static. Anything declared as static must be defined outside the class using scope resolution operator. And a simple point to be remembered, as we know the things in C language, anything static is initialized to 0. Now look at line number 23. How many objects are there? 3 objects are there, A, B, C. A dot get count. A dot get count control will be transferred to the function get count. We have not given any initial value to count, as it is static, it takes 0. So A dot get count, B dot get count, C dot get count. Each and every time whenever you enter to get count, will display the value of count as 0 only. Now look at line number 28, 29 and 30. A dot get data. Don't bother about that 100, 200, 300. It's just argument passing. A dot get data. The control will be transferred to get data where count will be incremented by 1. So when A dot get data is called, count will be 1, and B dot get data, count will be 2, and C dot get data, your count will be 3. Now after reading the data, again we are trying to display A dot get count, B dot get count and C dot get count. In general expectation it will be 1, 2, 3. General thing. But here we just observe the output by executing the code. Look at the thing clearly. Count 0, count 0, count 0. And after reading data, this is important here. It is not count 1, 2, 3. It is 3, 3, 3. Common to all objects. Once you make anything as static, it is common to all the objects of the class, not to one particular object, no matter how many objects you create. We'll just check once by removing static. You just observe the output by just removing static there, and look at line number 3 here. You just try to make some changes and observe the things. Look at line number 3 and what I made it, and look at line number 20 also. The next one is a static member function. In the earlier program, we need to note one thing. The scope of each static member variable must be defined outside the class definition. And this is necessary because the static data members are stored separately rather than as a part of an object, since they are associated with the class itself rather than with any class object, and they are also known as class variables. Now look at static member function. A member function that is declared as static has to follow the following properties. A static function can have access to only other static members. Static members means members can be either functions or variables declared in the same class. And the most important thing is a static member function can be called using the class name. This is very important for us. In general, how do you call the member things, either member data or member functions? With the help of objects only. But in static member function, a static member function can be called using class name instead of objects. We'll see the simple example here. What is a class name? Class name is test. Look at line number 3 and look at line number 5 and 6. One is not static and one is static. So count is static and code is not static. Look at line number 8. There's a method set code. What is happening inside? Look at line number 10. Code is equal to plus plus count. And we have one more method, show code. One more member function, show code and show count. Look at line number 16. The method, the member function show count is declared as static. And try to observe the difference between the functions 8, line number 8, line number 12 and line number 16. Line number 16, show count member function is static. As usual, line number 21, since the variable declared, the data declared, member data declared in line number 6 is static, it must be defined outside the class using scope precision operator. Now come to your line number 24. We have two objects T1, T2. T1 dot set code. What happens there in set code? Count will be incremented by 1 and is assigned to code. T2 dot set code. Look at line number 27. This is what you call accessing the static member function with the help of class name, not using objects. In general, how do you call any member function? If show count is not static, then it must be T1 dot show count, T2 dot show count. As it is static, there is no need of calling using objects. You can call it with the help of class name. The basic syntax is class name, scope resolution operator and member function semicolon. So look at test T3. Third object is created, T3 dot set code. Again you are calling show count. Now show code, T1 dot show code, T2 dot show code and T3 dot show code. CODE code is not static here. Count is static. We'll see the output of this. Look at that count and look at that code values. As they are not static, every object has its own value. Each and every time you call it, is count is incremented by 1. So you are getting 1, 2, 3. As count is static, you are getting it as. So you just try to observe the difference clearly here. T1 dot set code. What happens? Count will be incremented by 1. It is assigned to code. So it is 1. T2 dot set code. Count will be incremented by 1 and assigned to code. So it is 2. Now look at line number 27. Show count. You get 2 only. Show count. At this stage the count is 2. And again line number 29. T3 is created. T3 dot set code. Count will be incremented by 1 and assigned to code. Code is 3 now and count is also 3. Line number 32, show count is 3 only. Whereas show code, this is important. As it is not static, you get 1 to 3.